Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Govberg, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Omega Speedmaster Legend, Michael Schumacher. You can see this Formula One inspired Hero Motorsports watch on our website, govbergwatches.com. Buy it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and download our app, Govberg On Time, for the latest news, views, and reviews of luxury watches. Now, this watch is truly hero-inspired. It's a watch that is realistically about as elaborately themed as a timepiece linked to a personality can be without actually including a picture of that person. Now, you'll note the watch has immense proportions for a Speedmaster. It's part of the new era of 44.25 millimeter Speedmaster cases. Now, it is fairly thick, but not excessively. 14 millimeters. The real limitation on wearing this with a tight sleeve is the cantilevered, what would be normally the tachymetric bezel, but here is more like a roll call of Michael Schumacher's highlights pre-Mercedes-Benz. Now, the watch is actually quite compact from lug to lug. 50 millimeters from extremity to extremity. That is not much for a 44 plus millimeter watch, so you can wear this on a smaller wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, but the impression I'm getting from wearing it right now is that it would be quite appropriate on a wrist down to about 14.5 centimeters. Now, it's pretty hefty, but not excessively so, and the large steel watch head is nicely counterbalanced by a very clever deployant clasp. Now, this deployant is not unique to the Speedmaster Legend Michael Schumacher, but it is a nice piece and worth giving a shout out. You can see even on the inside, Omega signed with beautifully polished swing arms and clasp body. It's twin trigger deployant, so you do need to release it positively. Can't accidentally pop open and cause a little mini emergency, but the bottom line is that the watch also features clever design inside the clasp, where it tucks the strap underneath the clasp body so that when it is closed, it's very clean with no strap minder loops. You'll also note the strap is perhaps about as overt a reference to the source material as you can get, a motorsport style tread motif. On the inside, it's equally distinctive, featuring a shout out to the man himself and IDing the watch to which it's attached. The timepiece is, as I said, a celebration of Michael Schumacher's pre-Mercedes AMG career. Some of these numbers have changed. He's now got over 300 F1 races. He did manage to snag one more podium during his comeback with Mercedes. He did not add to the world title or the victory tally, nor did he score any more pole positions, but when you've already broken Ayrton Senna's record, you're in a pretty good place already. The watch features a unique dial with a combination of Arabic numerals 1 through 7, symbolizing the 7 world championships of Michael Schumacher, 2 with Benetton, and of course the final 5 with Ferrari. And the watch also features a center dial with a motif that could be interpreted two ways, either as a checkered flag, motorsport style, or perhaps carbon fiber, the miracle material featured on all modern Formula One cars, also the dominant material featured on their tub construction and their aerodynamic devices. Since it is an embossed pattern and not an actual carbon fiber sliver, it remains open to, well, your imagination, whether that's a checkered flag, carbon fiber, or perhaps both. Now, there's also a unique stepped minute track bearing the indices and numerals of the hour track. You can see how it's elevated slightly above the dial base itself, and of course there is a gorgeous sporting tritone of black, white, and red. This is something that's been a hallmark of motorsports watches. I'm going to unhack the movement there since the 1950s, and it's pretty much expected on a top-end motorsports chronograph that at least one variant of a line will have that tritone, and it works beautifully here. Now, the watch does feature a high-performance motor, appropriately enough for a movement inspired by Formula One. Let's get the balance into focus here, but you can see that the watch features Omega's 3313 coaxial automatic winding vertical clutch column wheel chronograph caliber. Now, that means that it's very crisp to operate thanks to the column wheel. It is very smooth when it starts operating. You can see the chronograph seconds, and that's thanks to the vertical clutch mechanism. You can also see, as I operate the switching of the chronograph, the column wheel is visible to admire. But the watch also features other refinements beyond the chronograph functions, such as a 52-hour power reserve, solidly more than the industry standard 42, a free-sprung balance for just a little bit more resistance to shock-induced timing variations. Now, I showed you that when you pull the crown, you do hack and stop the balance for precise synchronization to a known accurate reference time. For good measure, it is a coaxial, so it does incorporate a little bit of that independent horology DNA from George Daniels' original tangential escapement design. And of course, the watch is just a bit more water resistant, and by a bit more, I mean twice as water resistant as a Speedmaster Professional, those featuring 5 ATM water resistance, this one featuring 100 meter water resistance. So although it is a driver's watch, it is nevertheless more of an amphibian. A watch that can equally be at home trackside or seaside this summer. See this Omega Speedmaster Legend Michael Schumacher and buy it on our website, govbergwatches.com.